Welcome back to Clippers and Conversations. We got another haircut tutorial today. I like to break down my haircuts into 5 steps. Step 1 will be the consultation. Step 2 will be setting your foundation. Step 3 will be doing your guidelines. Step 4 will be blending. And step 5 will be detailing. So we're going to start with step 1. With step 1, I always like to step out in front of the client because it's more professional to do the consultation that way. And that way you're not distracted and there's no miscommunication going on. So how you getting your haircut today?
I just kind of want to take it down a little bit, get a temp fade on the side and in the back.
Okay. Uh, how low? Like about 1.5?
1.5 would be fine.
Okay. So that's all I need to know for this cut. You want to make sure you don't. You want to make sure you ask the right questions and don't take too long with the consultation. Asking unnecessary questions like don't start asking about C cups and all that kind of stuff because all that's doing is putting stuff in the client's mind to critique later on. If they care about that stuff, they'll say it on their own. So we bring it down and we're doing a temp fade. Are you okay with enhancements?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Also, make it a habit of asking before you do the enhancements. If it's somebody you cut on a regular, you know they cool with it. That's different. But if it's a first-time client, make sure you ask them before you put the enhancements on. So what we're doing right now, I'm combing the hair. While you combing the hair, you want what you're doing is gathering information, just making sure the client doesn't have any products. You're checking for light spots. See right here, he kind of has a spot where he's kind of thinning. So that's just something to make note of. So if he asks for 1.5, what I'm gonna do is do the 2 first. Go guard a little bit higher, see how that looks, and then maybe bring the surrounding areas down to the 1.5. Well, that's something I wouldn't know unless I took my time to comb the hair and look for stuff like that. When I'm setting my foundation, what I like to do is start my guard. At least for these kind of cuts, start my guard in the closed position, so it cuts true to size. Um, since he has this right here, obviously I'm using the 2 guard. But if you did want to go with your 1.5, you might want to start with open position. But it's safer just to go with a higher guard to start out. If you don't know, this is the closed position. This is open position. Closed position cuts more hair. Open cuts less hair. So this is the 2 closed. And we're just starting for the base, going to the front. If I accidentally take them out the frame, I apologize. The purpose of this tutorial is to get you to have a system so you're consistent with your cuts, you're consistent with your time. You want to go into the cut with a plan. That way you know what you got to do next. You're not messing around, wasting time. And once you get a busy schedule, it'll help you stay on schedule. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go with my 1.5, go close. Now you can kind of see the light spot a little bit better, so we're gonna go around that. If you're new to barbering, these temp fades gonna be your best friend because they real simple to do, but they real clean cuts in the end. Did you care how hot the taper was, or did you wanted me to?
No, just you go up your judgment.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I believe it looks better for him if the taper is a little bit higher, just based off his facial structure. So with the high tapers, what I like to do is bring that first guideline up to that corner, and then I'll make the other side match. So where we at right now, we just set the foundation. We on step 3 now, and that's setting your guidelines. So we're gonna go on the sides and to the back and set our guidelines. Once we set our guidelines, we're gonna go to the next step. That's blending. So like I said, I'm going to the corner of his box, setting that first line. And you're going down at a slant to the ear. When you set your guidelines, you always want to find something like a facial feature or something where you can do the same thing on both sides, where you don't have to come back and look to see how high you did the line and stuff like that. So that's my first line. Then I'm going to do another line right above it. The first line was in the closed position. The second line is going to be in the open position. For the second line, I just did it based off my judgment, but they all typically usually be about that length, about a finger's length from the first joint of your finger to the tip of your finger, about that length. It doesn't always have to be that, depending on what kind of fade you're doing. So same thing on this side, setting my guideline, using the corner of that box as my starting position. You got a clipper in the closed position. Then you're gonna do that second line again. All right, that's that. Then we're gonna do a guideline in the back. Go down a little bit. So for my guideline in the back, what I like to do is I don't do it like straight. I don't do it straight across. I like the guideline to curve right there. That way, when you line it up, your line will be a little more defined on both sides. So you can either start from the side. I'm gonna start from the middle just to keep it easy. Start with your line in the middle, then just curve down on both sides. Then you'll do the same thing with your second line. Put the clipper in the open position and do another line right above that line. And that completes that step. Now we're going into the blending phase. I like to do what's called fade down. So fading down means you're starting from your highest guard and working your way down to your lowest guard. So since I know I did a 1.5 on top, what I'm gonna do is start my 1.5 guard. I'm gonna start in the open position. Then what we're blending is we're working on blending this line out. And then once the guard you're using stops cutting, then you go down to the next guard. So start with the 1.5 in the open position. This is the area I'm looking at right here. At the end of your stroke, you want to kind of do like a flick out motion. Just like that. Now I'm moving my clipper to the closed position, to the open position, not the closed position. Ain't cutting more hair with that guard. Once I see it's not cutting no more, that's how I know it's time to go down to my next guard. Go down to your one guard. Same thing, start open. Going right on that line. New barbers, make sure you always keep that comb in your left hand. You want to constantly be combing the hair down as you cut, as you blend. All right, moving down to the closed position, still on that line. If you feel like you need to go higher, make sure you push that lever back to the open position. And then start using the corner of that blade the higher you go. You see little dark spots. And then if you see it's not cutting, go ahead and close that again. All right, that's it for that guard. We're going down to the 0 guard. Same thing, starting with the open position. Now we're right in this area, we're right on that line. Use the corner of that blade when you go down to the closed position. All right, that's that for that guard. I'm going to go ahead and move on. Just get in the habit of doing what you got to do and moving on. The last step of the haircut will be detailing, so you'll have time to go back and adjust those little imperfections in the cut. If you see little dark spots and stuff like that. Like, get it good, but don't take all day trying to make it a perfect fade. You'll have time to go back. Just I want you to get in the habit of seeing it through, because sometimes it might not look good till you throw that line on, or it might look better when she throw that line on. You'll see that she didn't even have to do all that to get it to blend. If you're taking more than 30 minutes on the temp fade, you need to reevaluate your system and figure out why that is. All right, that's that. We're not gonna worry about this for right now. We're gonna come back to that in detailing phase when we line it up. What we're gonna do is make the fade match on the other side. What's up, man? So it's all the same steps. Start when I'm 1.5 open. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed to this point. I appreciate all the comments. If it's your first time watching this video, please subscribe. Go check out the other videos. I'm gonna be doing tutorials like this every day. All right, now we're down in a closed position. That's that for that guard. Now we got the one guard. See how easy that is. Once you have a system, it helps you not overthink the cut. If you're a new barber, you gotta just keep practicing. Don't give up. If you do a bad cut, you just gotta get out there and try again. It don't happen overnight. You gotta put the work in. All right, now we at the zero guard. Same thing, we on that line. I'm satisfied with that, so I'm moving on. Notice the pace that I'm fading at. You don't want to be moving slow like that. You want to go ahead and do what you gotta do and move on. All right, that's that. Don't worry about the hair down here. We're gonna get that when we're gonna bald it out once we line it up. So we're gonna go ahead and taper the back. This will be the last part for the blending. Then we're gonna go to the last phase. The last step will be step 5, that's detailing. Doing the same thing that we did on the sides. Once you learn these steps, you can apply these steps to any type of fade that you're doing. The only thing that's changing is where you throw your guidelines at. So if you're doing a low fade, you're just gonna do your low phases, your guidelines lower. If you're doing a burst fade or a mid fade, you're just gonna put your guidelines in the position they need to be for that. But the blending process is the same thing. Take a zero guard, same thing. It's important to have a system so you can be on time. You don't have to have your clients waiting. You don't want to get in the habit of doing that and thinking it's okay. Like we know, yeah, it's gonna be times where it's out of your control, but you don't want to just be known for being late. That's how you lose clients, and people not gonna tell you why they left. Look how I'm using the corner of my blade when I go to no guard. Just getting those dark spots. All right, I'm cool with that for now. I'm gonna go into the detailing. So the detailing includes the lineup. So when you do a person's lineup, don't be leaning all over them and all in their lap and stuff. They got a neck for a reason. So ask the client to turn towards you, and then there you go. You can see what you need to do a little easier. So before you start lining, make sure you just visualize what you're gonna do. Look at the person's lineup. I kind of see his line kind of curves right here. You want to be kind of careful about curving into that like that. What you're gonna do is you want to kind of ghost that a little bit. What I mean by ghosting, I mean you're doing like an imaginary line in these corners. You're not following it up into the corners like that. So, see how I did that? I didn't follow. I didn't follow his line up into that corner like that. See that? See, that looks a lot better versus if I would have just followed where his natural line went and curved up like that. So right here, while we on this side, we're gonna go and blend out all that hair at the bottom. And then you go high, use the corner of that blade. Don't go too high. Make sure you move the ear out the way. lining up, I'm constantly using my pointer finger to stabilize my hand. So right now I got to stabilize on his ear and pushing it out of the way. When I'm up here, I'm stabilizing my hand on his forehead with my pointer finger. I'm not just free hand going in like that because you can lose balance and accidentally push the line back or something like that. You want to use your other hand to stabilize the client's head, and that helps too. If they do like an unexpected movement, you'll feel them, then you can know to stop cutting. So that's just like little tips. So we good with this side. I am gonna come back and kind of lighten that up a little bit. Turn towards me this way. All right. So when I get on the client's left head, I like this left side of his head. I like to use my left hand. So, and my reason for doing that is just it makes it easier to make it symmetrical, and you can see a little bit better on that side. You're doing the same thing, just using your pointer finger to stabilize your hand, and just going in. It's the same thing that you do on the other side, just opposite hand. You don't have to be able to write with your left hand to be able to do this. It's not the same. Before I hit that corner, before I complete that corner, I'm gonna do this side of the box and go all the way to the top. All right, that's right. So same thing do on the other side. Just gonna scan the bottom out. Same thing, pull that ear out the way. This time I use my other hand to do that. I stabilize my hand, my pointer finger right here. All right, so while we back here, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out that little bit of hair I left. All right, that's it. Just like that, you're essentially done with your haircut. So all I'm gonna do is on the other side, while I was cutting, I saw that I wanted it to be just a tad bit lighter. I'm good with all of this, but just right here, that's it. So that's what you want to do. You want to learn how to save stuff like that to the end. You don't want to throw yourself off, throw your process off, trying to fix everything at once. I know I did my one right there, so I'm gonna come out with my one. All right, so I'm cool with that. So he said he cool with the enhancement, so I'm gonna show y'all how I do that. Then we're gonna hit him with the razor, and that's gonna be it. So I like to use Tresemme. It's a hold and spray. Should do just make sure you cover their eyes up. Gonna spray a little hold and spray on there. Remember, this is an enhancement, not replacement. If you get some clients that they hairline too receding or something like that, don't do it. You want to put it on people that already got a good line. This is just made to enhance what they already have. And don't go crazy with it. You don't want it too dark. So if I do that, I just go back over my line up. I'm not creating a new line. I'm just clearing up those fibers. All right, same thing on the other side. Change it a little bit. All right, last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run my clippers over the top, my trimmers, just to get those little hairs, those little flyaways. Well, not last thing, we still gotta do the razor, but it's the last thing I'm doing with my clippers. New barbers, it's one razor per client. Don't reuse razors. Can you head back real quick? When you're using a razor, all you're doing is pulling the skin in the opposite direction of where you're cutting. You should know how to hold a razor, but that's how you want to hold it. Same thing, I'm stabilizing my hand with my middle finger. This finger right here, stabilizing my hand, and then on razor. All right, that's that. You doing your mustache?
Yes, sir.
So this pretty much concludes the cut. Just line this mustache up a little bit real quick. Same thing, I'm stabilizing my hand. You can't see I'm stabilizing my hand using his chin to support my hand. Turn your head towards me a little bit. All right, y'all, what y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Are these steps easy to follow? Is it too much for you? Am I going too fast? Let me know. And then let me know what kind of cuts you want me to do. So we're gonna show the client the cut. You show your customers the mirror for a reason. So if they want to correct anything, don't get in your feelings about it. You good? Yeah. Thank y'all for watching this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.